welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and today I just kind of wanted to tell a story and share some thoughts and just do kind of like a commentary. So not a crazy discussion, nothing going on, particularly that I want to talk about, but I kind of want to give like my goal and my dream for Overwatch. So I have had a not so great past few days. I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better from being sick, but just playing Overwatch so much, and I've just been having the worst of matches, man. Like, I climbed up to 3550, and now I'm back into 3200s, and it just feels really weird, because, like, it doesn't matter what I do. Like, I'm flexing, I'm playing damage, I'm trying to work with the teammates, and it really just comes down to that point where you're kind of reminded that when you press the Q button and your solo queue, which is how I play the game 95% of the time, my solo queue. Me and Bankshot will hop in and duo queue sometimes, and I maybe will queue with some local friends every now and then, but 90 to 95% of the time I'm playing solo queue. It just reminds me that the game just is such a gamble, and that everyone, at least from this, all again from my perspective, everyone in the Diamond Master area really is pretty mechanically skilled. A lot of the issues that I see in the Diamond Master area are emotional issues, they're ego issues, personality clashes, they're, people being stubborn, people wanting to lose games, literal intentional throwers. A lot of the issues I see are, like I said, emotional, where people tilt and they throw their games and they don't get along, and it becomes those personality clashes, and it's never really like, oh my god, my soldier player was so mechanically terrible that we couldn't win this game. That's almost never the issue. And so a weird thing that happens though, and I remember someone made a video about this. It might have been, I think it was Ragtag, or someone made a video about how it always comes down to blaming the DPS. I don't know if it was Ragtag. It was somebody. It was a funny video. I'll have to try and find it. And I don't understand why that happens. And it comes a lot comes from the tank players, and sometimes from the supports when they, they feel the pressure, they're dying a lot, whether it was their positioning, whether the, the enemy person is just popping off, whether we're just losing as a team and doing poorly. But it's just so weird. Like, the DPS players always get blamed. And the meta is in this place where you're just forced to have this Mercy, and I feel like the Mercy player is always super tense because they probably don't want to be playing that hero anyways. And Overwatch is just in such this weird spot, man. Like, I almost can't shake it. Like, I just want so much more for the game, and for me personally, I have a goal of being a high-rated player that creates content and has an opinion that is worth being heard. And if I'm totally honest, and I'm gonna do my best to be honest on the channel, I feel like a lot of the content that I really want to make, I can't do it. I can't make guides, and I can't make tutorials and talk with you guys about how to improve, because I can't show you guys that I can do it. And so, it took me 4 seasons to get back to Masters, and I'm already back, below mid-diamond. And so, do I mechanically think that I have what it takes to be a high-rated player? I honestly think that I could bang around 4K. I really do. I think I could easily play in the 4K space on almost any role as well. I'm a very flexible player. I learn everything. I think, if I'm honest, my weakest areas in Overwatch are hit scan, which is McCree, Soldier, Widow, and Tracer. I think, she's hit scan, but she plays a little bit differently, but she's one of my weaker heroes. That's my weakest areas. I'm a phenomenal projectile player. I'm really good at support, Ana included, because she's usually the harder one for me, and I love playing tanks. I'm great at tanks. Tank is, if I'm honest, if I'm very objective with myself, tank is probably my best role. I'm probably a better tank than I am a DPS player. So my goal is to actually improve, but there's this community, and there's just like this expectation and the desire for a higher SR, and I feel that too. And I don't feel like I can reasonably say that I feel like my skill level is higher than my SR, because anybody that truly is, a high-rated player is a high-rated player in terms of their SR. And I just don't know, man. Like, the culture of Overwatch currently, what's going on the live servers, the way that I interact with the game, it's not that it's unenjoyable, it just doesn't feel real. Like, it doesn't feel serious. Like, I think of pressing Q on the competitive game and just getting a match that is so serious. And that's the dream that I want, you know? Like, I want to queue up and know that when I get in that match, you know, everyone's going to be talking and everyone's going to be picking stuff. And, like, you know, I can imagine, I don't know why, I can imagine a game of, like, Nimbani where they have a Torb on defense. And so, like, I'm Genji and I say, hey guys, they have Torb, I'm going to swap Pharah. And the other person's like, oh, cool, I'll pocket you as Mercy. Make sure we have, like, an Ana for ground healing. It's like, yeah, cool, we'll do that. Well, tanks, let's go up main and dot. You know, I imagine this hard cooperative match where people are constantly counterpicking and they're constantly changing the variables of the game, and it just doesn't feel like you get that. And so no, I don't think I'm held back by my teammates. I don't think that I'm a bad player. I just don't think that I'm able to consistently win enough to put myself in a comfortable position. And it kind of like messes with my mind a little bit. It kind of makes me feel like less than I am, and it makes me feel like the videos I make aren't good or worth watching. It kind of makes me feel like the videos I want to make, the things I want to talk about, aren't good or worth watching. You know, there's like professional VODs out there. I've wanted to review professional videos or professional Overwatch League videos and talk about the strategies, but am I even qualified to do something like that? Am I, you know, would anybody even care? And not because of the content, but because of my rank, you know? Am I even worth listening to for guides and for helping people improve when, you know, I can hardly get out of diamond and I'm hard stuck diamond myself? So it's just weird, man. The future of Overwatch is so bright, as Overwatch is one of the most competitive games I've ever played, hands down. There's so much that goes into being good at Overwatch. Strong timing, strong communication, strong mechanical skills, you know, ability to manage your resources. Like, there's so many little intricacies for a game that the outside world, you know, people not in the Overwatch community say is like, oh, that's a really easy game. I've heard that so much. There's so much to learn about this game, and I think the difficulty and a lot of the team play and the way that team fights break, which is very similar to MOBAs, and I think that's so much of why I love this game. I really do. And not to mention the heroes. Like, the heroes are really what pull people in, and it's just crazy. They created such a cool game, and it's just so close for me on being like the best game that's ever been made, and it still already is for me, you know. But I just want more, and I know this video has been kind of a rant, so I'm not really sure where I'm going with it, but I just kind of wanted to let y'all in my head. I want to be a better player. I want to have a higher SR to validate that. I want to push myself to make videos and content that I think are interesting and that I think could push myself as an analyst in Overwatch and as a person that understands the game, even in a way that, you know, is higher level than where I play, because that's how I feel now. And I don't know if I'll be able to do that. So I'm very curious your thoughts on maybe if I did pro analysis stuff, if that would be something that's even worth listening to from a hard stuck diamond player. But I guess let me know. So thanks for checking out this video. Please not leaving a like and subscribe for future content. I appreciate it again, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over? You just